Welcome back to our continuing adventures on the Let's Defend platform. Today we are taking a look at the medium difficulty challenge, Discord Forensics. So background, our SIEM alerted that AV blocked malware from running on an employee's machine. For further investigation, the incident response team quickly acquired an image of that machine. To find out how this malware got on the machine, their task is to find the entry point to the attacker and trace the attacker. Looks like we get a discord.7-zip. So let's see, what's the name of the attacker? What application is used for messaging? What is the attacker's username in the application? When did the attacker send the first message to the victim on this application? The attacker sent a server invitation URL to the victim. What is the full URL? How many people were on the Discord server? What is the MD5 hash of the attachment file that the victim sent to the attacker? What's the victim's country? What is the URL of the attachment that the attacker sent to the victim? Okay. So it looks like I haven't answered anything, but I did go through and just take a quick poke around. So let's get that translated in. So effectively, we've got the challenge file, so everything's exactly where the standard layout is. On the desktop challenge file, then discord.7-zip, which extracts out to an administrator folder, 1.27 gigs. And if we look, it looks like a capture from a Windows machine. If we take a look at the downloads directory, we will see dump it, which is typically used to acquire a image of active memory. And then we have cape. So likely it was used as a triage method to go through and grab the user's directory and then any log files that might be there, to basically go from there. So if we take a look, so it was downloads. If we take a look at documents, we got a private.7-zip. If we go into desktop, we get a link to Discord. Don't have anything in contacts, anything in pictures. That's a negative, Ghost Rider. OneDrive. Oh. So this is extremely pared down. Nothing inside of music. Favorites. Bing. That is all. So application used for messaging. If we go through and take a look inside of administrator app data local, we can see Discord, we can see. Okay, and if things, another jump cut, everything else like that's because it has literally been a jump cut. Paused, had to drop the VM due to how long I was going to be back, and just basically steal the stuff back up. So we were looking to establish the name of the attacker. So let's see, and all we have is Discord there. Well, technically, not so much. Let's use the test to take the test. VM we've been provided looks like it has Outlook and Thunderbird installed. So we can expect that we're going to need to take a look at emails. And that's typically see users, the user account, app data local. And I don't see a Mozilla. We see Discord, Microsoft. I don't see, what is it? Isn't it usually an Outlook folder? Well, we don't have Outlook, but we have Windows Live Mail, the default built-in, and we actually have 8 EML files, which should open up in Thunderbird without an issue. So let's take a look. So from Abdullah Mead, I don't know, but supposedly support at Amazon.com. So is that what they're looking for? Is the name of the attacker? Correct. Okay. Subject IDK. I don't know. There's a way out of this. All you have to do is download this file and run it. The plot thickens. We'll go to number 2. No way, I never do this. It's illegal. Okay, so this is the actual person replying back. And this is a response from the quote unquote support at Amazon.com. Otherwise, we will tell the company about what happened, how we got full technical details of the project. Oh, so this is what? They twisted somebody in order to sit into it? Don't want to get fired. Okay, so there. Here's the link. What application is used for messaging? Okay, so they discuss a different application via email. Okay, so they're not looking for like Windows Live Mail. So I'm going to bet that. Okay, so what's the timetable here? Okay, so we should have done this one first. Job offer first. Hey, you want a job at Amazon? You want to hear about it? Sure, go ahead. Contact me on Discord. This is my username. So that would make Discord. Oh, let me guess. Yeah, I got you to install Discord, and then we had you download something through the Discord CDN that looked like, I don't know, maybe a game? Or it might have been a job offer, like, okay, uh, job details.doc.exe or something, who knows. Next thing is, what is their username? Thankfully, that's right there. What does the attacker send the first message to the victim on this app? Okay, so now I need to actually get into trying to piece together the forensics. Okay, so that's a detailed update log. So help me out here. Badge. I mean, I have to imagine that there's going to be a tool to sit there and do this, right? Chrome Cache View. Well, that's the tool they give us, so I'm assuming it's got to be something to do with that. Okay. So let's do this. Let's go back to app data. We're going to grab the direction to that. And then we are just going to take the app data folder here. Paste. Okay. And we get nothing. Because there isn't a Chrome. So is there a SQLite database that would have all this? Yeah, so if it's not completely apparent, I don't think I've ever had to sit there and do Discord forensics before. But yeah, that seems to be like we're expecting to see some sort of SQLite or something else like that. Oh, we got cache data. So let's try that. I mean, that seems to be like the folder structure that it's trying to use. Okay, so we get a bunch of assets. Whoop-de-doo. Is there something in here that would denote, like, okay, what the actual chat log looks like? We get some profiles, a bunch of JavaScript files. PNGs. I mean, I wouldn't think that it would be inside of JavaScript. I'm expecting like a log or I guess let's do content type. JavaScript. Okay, so what exactly else do we have? We got JavaScript, PNG. Oh, I mean, could it be JSON? Possibly. So then we would be looking for maybe something that would make mention of the username that we got in the previous answer, that ADB or ABDO8AZY. And I'm not seeing much of anything there. We get text. Wrong turn. So I guess let's try that thought process because I don't know how these are laid out. Do we see anything here that denotes that username? Start with an A if it's actually gonna be here. If AB Delta. I don't think that's how this is gonna play out. Okay, well, we got that pulled up, so we'll come back to that if need be, to be able to try to find something. Outside of cache, is there anything else that we can... Settings... Lock. Oh, we got another text document. Namespace. Yeah, nothing that, hmm. So let's take a look. A quick run through did not seem to get us what we wanted. So if it's going to be a white paper on the subject, yeah, that's not really what we're looking for. But what we need is somebody who's kind of dissected Discord before, and we could take a look for there. Oh. Maybe, possibly, since this is effectively what we're waiting on. Discord generates tons of user-generated files at C username, app data roaming, Discord, cache, which is what I pointed that to, so okay. Oh, so basically they're pointing out the whole fact of, sure, you can take a look at this stuff, but we want you to get the version of our artifact detector. Really? You're gonna try to run yourself? Okay. New member. Yep. So like, nope, nope, nope. Okay, so we can pretty much count out the HTM. So how about JSON? Do we have JSON? We have JSON. Okay. So what do you look like? User unknown. All right, so this is going to be the non-fun way to approach this probably then. Okay, so those long ones are just like, no. I would like to just specify Notepad++, if you would please, for JSON, because that would just make my life that much easier. And that was just, I believe, F7. Always use Notepad++, please. Nothing. Hello. We got something. Let's see, where's the word wrap? Wait, where'd it go? There it is. Okay, so we have an ID. We got a user ID. We got the username pops up. Do we have a, like, first time of message? No. So do we see anything with 11729? We do. Unknown user. Well, that is less than ideal. So we've got what their user ID is, but not the first time we get a message to go. So that's notes. Hey, look, our friend Mamax shows up. And we have time and dates here. Okay, so 50 JSON appears to be an aspect that would cover that. Oh, was that the one I already had opened? Actually, let's just leave that one. For full release. Halloween approaching. Okay, that doesn't look like anything there. And then do we have anything else that was short? We have a EG. And then there's another 50. The earliest message in the chat. Oh, you gotta go back to that 50 then, because that's where I'm assuming is what we're gonna find this. Why you no answering me, author? Do we get a time though, as opposed to mention everyone? And so they wanted in the format of the same format that they use. And we don't. So we're gonna do hour. And minute, maybe. 2232. Oh, this might be more the oldest stuff's at the bottom. Where's the username? Okay. And that's 2023 11/11 22/15, which is definitely earlier than the other one. But this one is actually from the 8 AZ. starting at the ass end of this. Okay, so, and then the new stuff would be at the top. Is it? Yeah, according to this, yes, that would be the format that we need to stick to. Hour, day. Oops, I missed a second. My apologies on that. Okay, and so we found that in the cache. Of course, it doesn't give us the actual path up here. So we use the Chrome cache to the administrator app data roaming Discord cache underscore data. Gave us everything here, and then we're looking through JSON files. And at the 50 JSON happened to give us a messages section for the URL. And that's how we basically pivoted that. And supposedly he's sending a link to something else. A server invitation for Discord, and that sits right here because unfortunately, or fortunately, I've seen a few of these. Yes, yeah, they want to stick with the typical format. So that's again in that 50 JSON, and it's the only thing there that's actually a link. So the invitations are typically like discord.gg and then a string of, what is it? 2, 4, 6, 8, which I'm sure as the number of servers continue to grow, it'll become 9, become 10. It's the manner of things. But if we dump that link in there, let's see, do we get it? Okay, we got it. That's what they were looking for. What else do we have? How many people were in the Discord server? What, the one that they went to? Or are they asking about how many people were in here? I mean, if I were to look at this, we got Emox and Abduli. So is that 2? No. Check different usernames in the text. Well, that's what I had thought I had done. Let's do this. We can just capture username. Put it up top. We got Mamox, Mamox. Abdu, Mamox, Abdu, Mamox, Abdu. I'm fairly certain that's just 2. Which means we're gonna look for that channel then. 11730. Wait, ending in 6138? Yeah. I think it's going to be the 800. 117 ending in 800. Or am I just entirely wrong? I'm trying to take that ID and see, because it looks like they pivoted to a different room. I don't see anything with the ending in 800. So it might not have been correct. We get an 820, but basically the next thought was, okay, 117 ending in 800, and then maybe in the actual file name for anything here. But that must not be it then, so we gotta figure out. But this is the channel that we're in, isn't it? This one here. Like, if we just try to go to it, would you tell me? Like, what? I mean, can we actually do that, I wonder? And then would you be able to tell me like, what's the magic set of numbers we're looking for just from this? Of course, we're kind of assuming that the actual server exists. I have no idea if it does or doesn't anymore. Wow, that's slow. Nope, that is a no longer valid invite, so that's not going to help us as much as I was hoping. Yeah, so that's got to be the channel. So, okay, great. We've come so far in regards to this, and we're what? Down to the bottom, MD5 hash of the attachment. Okay, so then there must have been some sort of talk. So they're talking the local file system, which we don't need a cache view for that. What we're gonna need is the hash calculator again. And we gotta go back to administrator. We got documents. There's private.7z. They want MD5? Yes. So that will be the 424 ending in 4347. And they want to know the victim's country. Do you bother to say that at all? Badges, pronoun, blah, blah, blah. No avatar. It's like, does this fill in anything? No. We're just able to sit there and pull that. Hmm. Yeah, I think we're just kind of screwed and we're just going to have to sit there and spend the time. I mean, the other aspect too might be just to go back to that. App data, was it local? No, it was app data roaming, wasn't it? Discord. Cache data. Ah, okay, so it's got to go through and actually extract it out of this. That's why we have the... Okay, just shits and giggles. Can we save the selected items? We can. Let's go back to challenge file. Let's make a new folder and we'll call that cache, like Johnny Cash. Select a file. Wait, what? Maybe this is what we wanted instead. I don't know. We'll find out in a second, won't we? Challenge file, cache, because it looks like it's done. And now we have all of the files. So now here comes the fun part. Got all this data. Now we need to sit there and try to look through it. And we're just one after the other, just slowly going through. See as to whether or not if we can find what we're looking for. Maybe. Country EG. What is country code EG? It's not one I'm familiar with. Egypt? No. timestamp. I don't know, I mean, we have EG that's here. And then we don't see anything else for like FR, which is France. I remember that much. I don't suppose we can just like dump. Nope, they want you to be logged in, of course. Location metadata, country code EG, consent. Really? Not Egypt. Well, that's odd because that's what's right there. France. Okay, so the question is, where do we pull France out of our posteriors in regards to? So, where's the ones that mentioned the country codes? So where there were plenty that had the URL of, yeah, right here. Country code EG, locale, US. Well, okay, if it's not Egypt, then the only other one that so far I've come across is FR, which is France. And if the hint is that it is not Egypt, then... So does that mean Egypt would be our Abdu by that point? No. Yeah, look at the text. Well, that's what I've been trying to do, but I mean, I sure as hell am not coming across much there. Yes, there's one profile. There's Abdubi. Yep, we'll just continue to run through all this stuff. Just basically continuing to run through. So, trial offer. Okay. AJHEYPTS or PQ3. Okay, this is the invite then for that. Approximate member count. 4? Okay. It only took having to extract everything out and then go through the JSON one by one until we found the code that was used in the invite. So I guess theoretically, if we extracted everything, I'm just trying to think like, okay, moving forward faster. Can we search inside a cache for the contents to be this? That's where having something like grep on Windows would probably pay a really good thing after you extract the JSON. You could basically just search for that, and you should theoretically come across the file that we just found. It tells us how many people. So what else do we need then to finish this one off? We need the URL that was sent to the victim. And now this one is a complete pivot. Now we're going back to the emails, which is here on the docs bin. And this is the day after. So what did they want them to run? Wait, have I not finished it? Wait, what? What? All the stuff's gone. You have already sent this answer. Did I just run into a weird bug with the platform? Apparently, because I mean, it says I've got all the stuff done. I mean, did I get a badge for it? And it just like hiccuped? And I'm assuming that this file doesn't exist there anymore. Was it ever captured in VirusTotal so we have some sort of better idea as to what else might have been there? Hmm. I know one way to see about finding out what was there. I've got a sandbox session running in the background, so what if we just kick this over here? Can you pull this? Does it even still exist? But I think we're effectively done. DNS cannot be found. So it may not actually be a legitimate site. Maybe it's possible. Or maybe it is. Or maybe something on my local box was like, no. Okay, well, let's not waste any more time, because this is going to be a little bit before this goes out. I will keep poking at this to see if I can actually get the payload downloaded and try going from there. But rather than to continue to sit here and waffle, it looks like we've finished. I was just waiting for the badge to finish to see if there would be a Discord forensics. Okay, yeah. It just didn't give the standard pop-up. So, here, I could take the RDP session away. So we've got it right here. So we were able to get the names from the attackers inside of the extracted. So administrator, app data, local, Windows Live Mail, and the 8 emails that were there show a conversation between somebody and this Abdamed, where they point to Discord to go through and do, which we kind of got a hint of. Actually, now I really could use the thing. So we're pulling Abdamed. They mentioned Discord in there, and that is there we go. And then that's effectively confirmed. If we take a look at the extraction for the account, there's the desktop shortcut for Discord. So that confirms that aspect. Attacker's username, which I believe was yeah, spelled out specifically in. And then the fun came down to digging through using the Google Cache View utility to open up the cache. So administrator, app data, roaming, Discord, cache underscore data, and then specifically in the JSON files for having that stuff pulled out. 50 JSON gave us the communications between Mamax and Abdu. So we got the time. Included in there was the watch. Now I had to go try to find it. Of course I had it open, didn't I? Yeah. So it's gonna be all the way at the left, maybe? Yeah, 50 JSON, so we get that. Logs are formatted that the oldest items are at the bottom, so bottom up. And we were able to get those. And then we're looking for the number of people on that Discord server. And that's where that in the victim's country. So that was basically spent through digging through all these particular aspects inside a cache view. Notice they'll give country underscore code equals and then 2 digits or 2 characters. So EG was Egypt, but the hint is that it's not Egypt. So the only other one that we end up seeing is FR for France, and that one was taken. Discord server, how many people? That was basically just a bunch of looking through for the code that was at the end of that discord.gg link in the message chat back and forth. And then near the end of the file, there's an approximate underscore member underscore count to give a idea as to how many people are in there. I think the hint is take a look at the message chat, and there may be a chat in here in regards to that I just have not found. But apparently this gets us to the answer as well. MD5 is back in the extracted files inside documents, and that, like anything else, is basically just take that private.7z and dump it into hashcalc, or I think the other tool that's on here is hash my files. You can even go so far as to open up a PowerShell window and do, git dash file hash. You have to play with the option to get MD5, so I think it's like space dash A space MD5, and then the actual file there, well, path, and then the file. Then you get the MD5, and you can submit that, or you can just use the GUI tool. And then that takes us to the last question in regards to URL, the attachment the attacker sends to the victim, and that's from, or goes there, that's where it goes back to the email. Where they send the following day. So it looks like it's the 12th. They send the, talk about the job stuff. So it's on the 12th. They kick that stuff over. And then wait. Or maybe it's a time zone thing. Because the emails are April 12th, April 13th. But the question was, when did the attacker send the first message to the victim on this application, which the application is Discord? We get 11/11. Same year, but further down the time chain. I mean, now you're talking what? So four. Oh, I am bloody tired. Yeah, I think the timeline on this gets muddled because it can't even be a time zone problem. Because the fact that we're talking April 12th, 2023, April 13th, 2023, but then the Discord timestamps denote 11/11/2023. There's some 7 months difference. And then magically the email goes back in time saying, okay, here's the. Yeah. And I'm assuming it was probably easier to just go through and do that and just like head the emails and then bring the stuff together. But yeah, that tells kind of a disjointed story. And again, don't take this as anything but just constructive criticism. I don't know if anybody would have actually paid any sort of attention to that. Um, don't know, but I guess the whole aspect is that that's kind of throw everything. So apparently, Discord is a time travel app. It's just small things, though. I mean, realistically, you could go through and rewrite the headers on the email um, chain to be more in line with what's here. So you could have set everything up so April 11th, before that, 2215, they were sending the emails, and then basically everything else would have taken effect on 11/12/2023. I don't know, but it's, I said I wasn't going to waffle, and then I found something to waffle about. I think more constructive criticism. And if you don't end up seeing this, if you actually see everything where it looks like it just follows appropriately, temporal wise, I would love to know, because to me this just seems disjointed. I realize, and I'm not trying to knock or create any sort of beef or anything else like that. I enjoy these things. It's just the whole aspect of, I guess, the uh, level of tism. I want things to make sense. I want to be able to tell a story, and I can't tell a story with this. But no fuss, no muss, and maybe I'm the first that anyone's actually brought this up and caught it. I don't know. So there we go. That's been everything else. That's the medium difficulty exercise Discord forensics, a challenge on the Let's Defend platform. Hopefully, this has been somewhat enjoyable for you, and maybe you've learned something. I know I did in regards to doing forensics on um, Discord. And hopefully there'll be a tool that I could just sit there and use, but it's always nice to be able to validate if I'm ever going to do anything like this moving forward, knowing that we can still go through and extract and put together a story of sorts. So, with all that being said, I will see everybody in the next video.